Mikel Arteta, you, sir, are 150% a coward. That pathetic display in the second half from the Arsenal is an absolute and utter disgrace. There's only one way to say it. Mikel Arteta is afraid of Arne Slot. He's afraid of the Liverpool team. He's an absolute and utter coward because that display in the second half is nothing short of an embarrassment. We're at home and we parked the bus. At home, trying to win a title versus a listless Liverpool team who is in the worst we've seen them in a while, and we parked the bus in the second half. Absolutely and utterly disgracefully pathetic. Go ahead and hit the likes up, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Of course, thanks for being here. There's nothing to hype up about that pathetic display, so don't worry about that. But let me know if you think that Mikel Arteta is as much of a coward as I think he is in the comment section below, because that was an absolute and utter ridiculous and completely cowardly. We just laid down and lifted our ass in the air. That's legitimately what we did at the end of the game there. In the entire second half. The entire second half was an utter disgrace. Just when you think maybe I might be, oh, hey, we're on a great run, 6 wins in a row, we might go on to win this title. Just when they might maybe make me believe that the mentality's there. You go and do that. You go and do that. It's unbelievably cowardly. How was this game? Someone in the comments tell me how this game is different from Anfield. How was that different from Anfield? Literally, only thing that was different is that Szoboszlai wasn't on the on mark from the free kicks. We even gave him 2 opportunities. It's an utter disgrace. It's an absolutely pathetic, cowardly display in that second half. Like, I can't, it's unfathomable. It's unfathomable. It's crazy. Like, I can't even begin to explain or understand why we've played like that in the second half. At home. Are we trying to win a title or what? Are we trying to win a Premier League title? Or are we cowards? Why the hell have we parked the bus in the second half? Like, it's baffling. It's baffling. Were we that afraid of the fact that they were getting space in the midfield in the first half that we had to park the bus at home and play for a draw? It's disgusting. It's absolutely, completely and utterly disgusting. Like, there's a pit in my stomach that's been there since the 55th minute when I realized that we were not going to offer anything in that second half. We even put out our best lineup, like our strongest lineup that we have available right now. And the first half was similar to the Bournemouth first half and the Aston Villa first half, right? Kind of timid, kind of trying, probing, pressing, trying to figure out what they're tactically doing. But we obviously never did. Unless what he's figured out was, oh shit, they're going to beat me if I continue to do what we're doing. So let's park the bus because I'm a coward. Is that what he said in his halftime? That had to have been his halftime speech. Hey guys, I'm back here quaking in my space boots. So I need you guys to play a low block in that second half because I'm afraid to lose. I'm a coward and I'm afraid to lose. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a low block in this second half. We'll just let them have all kinds of territory. Won't press the ball until they're about 30 yards from the goal, and then we'll foul them, and we'll see if Szoboszlai will miss a couple of free kicks. It's cowardice. It's an utter disgrace from Mikel Arteta. It's an absolute and utter disgrace. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy because in that first half, what caused this, Paul Francis, Anthony, is that they were passing through the lines and getting on the opposite side of our press, but there was no cohesion with the press. And here's the reason. Declan Rice. He's had one of the worst performances we've seen in an Arsenal shirt. He's so tired. You could see it from the 20th minute in that Declan Rice is absolutely shattered. He was nowhere in that midfield today, a ghost of himself. And that's on the manager. Yeah, we thought, I had a meltdown when he went out the first time, 3-4 games ago with the knee injury. I had an absolute meltdown because I knew that Arteta is overplaying him. Absolutely overplaying him. And look at him in this game. He's absolutely dead. He's dead food, man. He's absolutely dead in there. I could have run more than Declan Rice ran today because he's so shattered. Because that's all he played. Because Mikel Arteta is a coward. He's too afraid to play Norway. We bought the captain of a team that has survived in the league for 6 seasons, 5 seasons running, in Christian Norgard, the captain of his squad, international for Norway. And he doesn't play at all. He doesn't play at all. Are you serious? We made 5 subs, and Declan Rice, who looked like he can't run another 5 yards, doesn't come off the pitch. Are you kidding me? Arteta is a coward. He's an absolute coward. He's so afraid to lose that he's mismanaging Rice, that Rice has to play every minute because he's so afraid to lose. Absolute cowardice. Why the hell did we buy Christian Norgard if we're going to run Declan Rice into the ground anyway? He's going to pull a hammy in the next practice the way we're making him run. I could have ran more than he ran today, and Arteta didn't see it. He didn't see it. I mean, what in the I'm so furious. I'm absolutely I'm stunned. Go back in my watch along, and at halftime, you'll hear me talking about how, okay, we've seen this before. We can tactically study the team. I even called out the tactics. I even said in the first half, they were letting Saliba and Gabriel have the ball and push it really far forward. They parked the bus. Yeah? They parked the bus in that first half. Fine, that's their prerogative, whatever. They're the away team. But we never decided that, they're going to give Gabriel and Saliba the whole freedom of the field. Why not push it in with them? But there was never the impetus. There was never the urgency to score because there's never the impetus or the urgency to score in the first half. The formula is there. The formula is there. It's very easy to see. Handbrake on in the first half. Pray that we don't make a mistake like we did at Bournemouth, like we damn near did today with Bradley hitting the crossbar. Pray that we get into halftime at 0-0. And then we make tactical adjustments, which we did. There was tactical adjustments. You saw Zubimendi and Declan Rice coming back way farther, and Saliba and Gabriel were way more wide in the build-up. But we refused to try to build up in that second half. We refused. Because Verts and Szoboszlai were pressing out with Gabriel and Saliba. They were no longer getting that space. And so we just decided, they're not doing what Arteta said they were going to be doing. And so now we don't know what to do. Oh my God, what do we do? Fucking cowards, man. Absolute cowards. Absolute cowardice in that second half. Arteta, there's no way that wasn't from Arteta telling them to play deeper and park the bus. There's no chance that they just decided, hey, you know what? We're going to stop trying to steal the ball from them. We're going to let them have the freedom of the field. We're going to let them come across the halfway line before we decide to get our hands out of our pockets. Like just before we decide to wake up and remember that we're playing a game right here, that we're on the field today. We're just going to let them come within 30 yards of our goal before we decide to play. What the hell was that? It's like we were at Anfield. It's like we were at Anfield. Cowards. Absolute and utter cowardless. You think that's the mentality that champions are going to go on and win this league? Hell no. There's no way that mentality gets you over the line. And that's why Mikel Arteta he's been a loser his whole career because he's afraid. He's afraid. You cannot be a coward and win this league. You just can't. You just can't be a coward. You can't be afraid to rest Declan Rice. You can't be afraid to jam it down the other team's throat at home. What are we doing? What are we doing? Clowns, man. That's pathetic. Why are we afraid of Liverpool? What is this complex we have about Liverpool? Arteta he's just like shaking in his boots every time he sees that fixture on the damn list. playing freaking "You'll Never Walk Alone" in the fucking loudspeakers to try to simulate the dude. He's just afraid. He sees that badge and he trembles and he quakes and he shits himself. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. 21 calendar years. It's been 22 calendar years now. It's been. And you think being a coward is going to win the league? You think parking the bus at home versus anyone is going to win the league? It's pathetic. It's pathetic and cowardly. That's all that is. That's all that was. Pathetic and cowardly from Mikel Arteta. Now, I said before the game, we needed to find that telepathy up front. We needed to find that connection where when we do beat our fullbacks, which Trossard did once, and Saka did a handful of times. But in that first half, we got Timber in behind on the underlap, and it was just the final ball was just shit. No one was making the right runs. When we needed to be crashing the box, we were checking back to the penalty spot. When we needed to be checking back to the penalty spot, we had 5 guys running into the goal. Nobody back for the cutback, which is what they tried every single time. Yeah, we've got quality, and we score set-piece goals. And when we open up teams after scoring those set-piece goals, and we have comfort, we look good. But any little thing doesn't go our way, and you fold like a lawn chair. You just set up shop, and you say, you know what? We can keep them out. We can keep them from scoring. So we'll just park the bus and not let them score, and we'll get out of here with a point because they were better than us in the first half or whatever. They were playing through our press too much in the first half or whatever because Declan Rice was absolutely dead. He's absolutely dead. They're going to be digging a grave for him after this. He needs to sleep for a week. This is crazy. It's crazy how obvious it was that Declan Rice needed to come off of that field. Shattered, man. A ghost of himself because he just plays every minute because Arteta's a coward. Because Mikel Arteta is a coward. He's afraid to lose. He's afraid to not play Declan Rice every minute because he's afraid to lose. He's afraid to jam it down Liverpool's throat because of Jeremy Frimpong? You're afraid because he's got speed? Because he's burning in Capia and he's miles faster than Miles Lewis Skelly? Like, that's why we're sitting back? Literally, because that's all they had going for him. That's literally all that was dangerous. And so we parked the bus because we're afraid of Frimpong? Cowards. That is utter cowardice at its absolute finest. Jeremy Frimpong. That's why we parked the bus. Frimpong. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Were getting space a handful of times in the first half, and Frimpong was burning Hincapia. You know what? We need to park the bus. Oh no! They got one guy that's running past our left back. We got to park the bus now. We got to be scared. Oh no, oh God, we don't want to lose. We can't lose. Oh my God. Absolutely disgusting. Are you a champion or what? Are you going to stand up? Are you going to stand up and be a champion? Or are they cowards? Or is he going to be a coward? Because that was cowardice. It's the exact same shit I said after the Anfield game. You can go back, and I guarantee that match reaction will mirror this one. We can go back and look at that one. I'm actually going to make the video at the end of this one that pops up on the screen so you can go back and see that it's the same 15 minutes of bullshit. It's the same 15 minutes of hot air because that was the same pathetic, cowardly display that we put on at Anfield. We just got lucky not to get beat for it today. Lucky. And Gabriel Martinelli, man, and at the end of the game, you can see where the mentality was. You can see the childlike, petulant, cowardly mentality that Mikel Arteta has put into this team at the end of the game when things aren't going our way. Martinelli decides to be an asshole. That's all it is. You're an asshole. That's all it is. You straight up, you're just an asshole. There's no other way to explain that. The man's absolutely done his knee. And I get it. You want him to maybe roll off the pitch so we can keep it going or whatever. But you're an asshole. You're straight up, you are an asshole for that. And then instead of fighting on the pitch, instead of showing the urgency, the verve, the will, the passion to work hard and press on the pitch in the game, you wait till there's a scrum at the end of the match and you can push somebody and you can get in somebody's face and you can be a little bitch. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. It takes champions, ruthless, killer mentality to win this league, and we don't have it. And we do not have it right now. I agree, 100%. I 100% agree Martinelli should get a ban. He should get a ban. You're an asshole. You're just a prick. That's all you are for that. Like, straight up, you're an asshole, so you should get a ban. I agree 100% he should get a ban. Actually, I like Martinelli. You know, I don't have anything against the guy, but that was bullshit. And you 100% did nothing for the team. You did absolutely nothing today. Like, legitimately zero. You got by your man once. To be fair, that's as much as Trossard did. To be fair, that is as much as Trossard did. He got by his guy one time. Even Madueke got by his guy one time. Even Madueke got by Kirkez twice, actually. So Madueke's come on, touched the ball 4 times, done more than Gabriel and Trossard combined. Like, what are we doing, man? And it's because once we put the subs on, the game, it was already gone. Like, you're not pressing high, and you're not getting any change out of the second half. You're not, the only person that could have pulled us out of that mess would have been Martin Odegaard to say, to hell with you and this cowardice. We're going to press high. To hell with that bullshit. I don't care what Mikel Arteta said. You can argue with him after the game. Why did we park the bus in the second half? Because they're cowards. You're just a cowardly. Like, someone needs to tell Mikel, dude, no. Why would we park the bus? Been that. That's ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous thing I've seen all season long. Since the Anfield game. Literally since the Anfield game, that's the most ridiculous thing I've seen us do. That was even worse than Wolves. I agree, Chris K9. That's a scumbag move. He's a dick. He's an absolute dickhead. There's 100, no doubt about it, man. No doubts about that. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Like, he's just a child. You're a petulant little child. You're losing the game. You've been cowardly. The whole game. You're losing. You haven't done shit, and so you try to push him. It's ridiculous. Can't even beat his shit Liverpool, and he doesn't even trust his first 11. Please, hey, cowardly, man, cowardly. It's just like cowardly. Why are you going to take off Odegaard when the only way we're going to push up the field is the guy who controls our press, is the guy who activates our press? But you've told Odegaard, obviously, to just drop off and drop back and then after we've set this precedent in the second half there where Liverpool just has the ball and we just drop off, you put in the second string the guys who are not cohesive in the press together, which is what the problem was. Because we didn't have any of the ball in the second half because we weren't trying to win the ball. We weren't trying to get it from them. We legitimately were not trying to steal the ball from them. And so when that's the issue, you take off all the guys who are used to pressing together, used to playing together and working together for the backups who who aren't normally playing together, and you expect it to improve? Not only was it cowardice, it's stupidity. That's just that's just like you've completely gotten that one wrong. Complete shocker from Mikel Arteta. Declan Rice literally left his left lung out on that field. Like it's literally left out there. His hamstring's probably out there too. The next time he puts his cleats on, he's going to pull his hamstring. Declan Rice was shattered. But what is he? But do we bring Christian Norgard on? Why the fuck did we buy Norgard? Why is he even at the club? Why is he even here? Someone tell me. Why is he even here? It's baffling. That was just like At the end of my watch along, I was just shaking my head, with my hands on my head, like I couldn't understand. Like I just legitimately, it's not, the math ain't mathing. It's not clicking. Like the tactical, he tried to switch it up tactically, and the very first ball we played in the second half, you could see what he was trying to do, but we never tried to do it again. We never tried to play through the lines in the second half because what? We weren't winning the first ball in the second balls in the first half, and so you're just gonna, all right, we're not gonna try to win the game anymore. We're not gonna try to win. What was that? They literally laid down and said, you know what? We'll just pretend it's Manchester United because that's the way Arteta approaches Manchester United every game. Every single time he plays Manchester United, he has some fucking complex about them. And now I think he's got some complex about Liverpool. He's just afraid of them. He's legitimately just afraid of them. He knows that we aren't great against transition. And so he was afraid to put it on him. He's afraid to lose. And we're never going to win this league if we're afraid to lose. We're never going to win the Champions League if we're afraid to lose. You're not going to win anything if you play like that. At some point, like, I don't understand it, though. Like, it's not even like he doesn't know this. It's not even like we haven't seen it. It's not even like we upped it against Villa. We upped it against Bournemouth. Where was that energy? Where was that energy? We've scored more goals than anyone in the first 15 minutes of the second half. We didn't even look close to it. We looked like we gave up at halftime. They gave up at halftime. My man gave up at halftime. Arteta was so scared, so afraid that he gave up at halftime. He gave up. He just said, fuck it. They're working through our midfield a few times. And it wasn't even like they were like hammering down the door. Like I'm trying to work it through here in my mind, and I can't figure out what's made him so afraid that we had to park the bus in the second half. I legit think we were deeper in the second half than they were in the first half. I can't understand what I'm trying to put it together, like trying to figure out and justify that in some way. All I can think of is that he legitimately was afraid of Frimpong. Legitimately, he's just so afraid of Frimpong's pace on the counter, on the transition. Just like he's afraid of Mbeumo and Cunha and their pace on the transition. So that's why we never go and smash United. We never try to destroy United because he's afraid of them. We never try to destroy Liverpool because he's afraid of the transition. He's afraid of them. Our best performances in Arteta's reign have been when we sustained pressure for 75 to 80 minutes. 60 to 80 minutes of sustained pressure. That's how we beat Real Madrid. That's how we decimated Man City. That's how we beat Paris 2-0 last season in the group stage. That's how we beat Bayern Munich 3-1. That's how we beat Aston Villa. But when we play against Liverpool, who aren't even as good as Aston Villa this season, who haven't been playing well, sure, they're unbeaten in a few games, but they haven't really put in convincing performances. We're going to be afraid of them? Coward. Straight up, it's cowardice. He didn't get it wrong. He didn't he made mistakes. But that pales in comparison. That's down here where you can't see it on my screen. And up here is how poor the cowardice is. This right here, where you can't even see it, this was the height of cowardice up here. It's ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous, man. I can't even. This one has got me fuming, dude. I'm so. I don't even. And where do we like? And now what do we even expect? Is he going to be afraid of Portsmouth? You going to be afraid of Portsmouth? I hear Portsmouth are good on the counter. Got a couple of counterattacking goals this season. I guess we'll go park the bus at Portsmouth. I mean, because if we're parking the bus at home, that's got to be the new strategy, right? That's got to be the new. We're just gonna try not to be scored on. That's what we're doing? Okay. All right, well, Mark, Mikel, I bet, dude, if we sit back, and we defend really well and don't give Portsmouth any space, they'll never score. Let's park the bus. It's brilliant strategy. Brilliant strategy, man. Just if no one ever scores against us, yeah, great. Let's just sit back and park the bus versus everyone, versus everybody. That we're at home. We're at home, man. Are we trying to win the league, or are we cowards? Are we trying to win the league, or are we cowards? Somebody in the comments, let me know. Is Mikel Arteta a coward, or is he ever going to win this league? Because right now, it certainly doesn't look like he's ever going to do it. Like he's ever going to get it over the line. Because it takes way more of a killer, ruthless mentality. Let me look at these stats. Liverpool didn't even really... It really wasn't like... They didn't really put it on us. They had 0 shots on goal. 0 shots. We're afraid of a team. He's afraid of a team that had 0 shots on goal. Now, why hitting the post doesn't count as a shot on goal is beyond me, but that's another thing. They had 0 shots on goal, and we're afraid of them. So afraid that we had to give them 85% of the field before we decided to get close to them. I'm astonished. It's astonishing. It's absolutely astonishing. I'm baffled. I'm absolutely baffled. Speechless. I'm left with no words for how much of a coward. That's all you can say. Like that's all you can call that. Call a spade a spade. They were afraid of Liverpool. Cowards. Straight up cowards. Woo! Yeah, well, that's all I'm going to say on that. Thanks for being here, people. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the likes. And, of course, hype it up if you got any of those left. Let me know in the comments below if you think you've seen bigger cowardice from any manager in the league ever. Of course, we'll be back before you know it. Watch Along's regular scheduled program with Nez, of course, for the panel. And, yeah, that's been the match reaction. Again, thanks for being here, and you will see me next time.